Hello? Hello and welcome to an ERO social race. I will be your commentator today, Jacob Tucker, as we have 9 of us, but we are expecting a couple more to join through quali, as we do have the first cars coming out now, and I believe it is Sniper or Michael. He will be guaranteed to be racing in PSF1 as he was in the top 8 of qualifying top 8 of last season. As we are racing here in the streets of Albert Park, where we get an extra DRS zone compared to last year, or last year's game where we only had the main straight, the back straight, and the one in Sector 3. As we now have the extra straight coming through where Michael is currently preparing his first qualifying lap, as I will get everything set up. There we go. As I believe that is all I would need for now. So I'll put that out. There we go. So as I'll actually use my controller instead because it's a bit quieter. So you don't have to hear the paddle shifts of my wheel, as now he is coming round the final bending right-hander to start his lap, the Austrian. Heading now down towards turn 1, braking into 4th gear, deciding not to shift up on the midpoint of the corner, instead doing it on the exit. Powering down now towards turn 3, technically braking just at the 100-meter board into 2nd, short shifting up to 3rd, then in 4th for the next corner, and carrying on shifting up the gears, as that is the end of Sector 1. Heading towards Sector 2, that tight right-hander, and we now have the long straight, which makes up Sector 2. Yeah, making sure the DRS is enabled. Preparing himself now for the left-right chicane of Sector 3 into 6th gear. Did momentarily short shift down into 5th, as he's now on the final DRS point of the lap, braking at the 50-meter board into 3rd. Getting on the power down into 5th. Then round this penultimate corner into 3rd. Shifting up to 4th. As he's now coming across the line. Now, what time will it be? It'll be an 18.5 to start with. How will the other drivers respond? I believe one on the lap is Slick, as he goes 6 tenths quicker with a 17.950. Chips goes P3 at the minute with an 18.8, as he does have his teammate of Marco Botta, who is returning to league racing for ERO. I believe his last appearance was in Season 7 maybe, or it could have been Season 6, where he was in the top PlayStation tier of F1. Heading now is a 26.7, it's apparently purple, but we are going to go on to, I believe, Criflium, who is further on a lap, as he does a 45.9. I believe he is a second off Sniper at the minute, but I can be wrong. As Malberg actually pits it P3 with an 18.7. I did miss that, so I am very sorry for that. As now Quill Pavlokovic, or Criflium, as his EAID is, comes around the final bend now, powering down towards the start-finish line. What time will it be? It'll be a 1:19.20 flat. Puts him currently P5, but I believe, yep, that Crush 50 in the AlphaTauri's on lap, as bottom marker does go P1 with a 17.7. As Crush 50 goes hundredths behind Criflium, but with P7 currently on track. As now IG Alex, or George Alex, now comes around the final corner. What time will it be for the Romanian? It is P3, 1:18 flat, slightly behind his teammate. As I believe the next person on the lap is Floshik. I believe that's how you say his name. I apologise if it's not. It's a 44.7. It's apparently purple, as he has invalidated his lap time. He went too wide on the exit of the left-right chicane. It can catch out many people. So he now needs to either try again or go into the pit to fit a fresh set of boots on. So I believe there's no one else out, as Fredak goes P4 with a 1:18.2. I don't believe I mentioned that. So I believe that is it for most of the runners. I did see Kappa Cox, who was in PSF1, as I will think I'm able to invite him. I will double check. I don't know if I have him a friend though. I don't believe I do have him as a friend. So someone else will need to invite him and try and getting in the middle of the qualifying session as soon as possible. As Crifium did improve about 1.2 seconds to be 18.7 to put his car P6. As Saratel F1 has retired from the session. He decides not to set a lap. As he actually does leave the session, so I don't think he would like to compete anymore. It is a social race, so it is a little bit of fun. But I believe the furthest person out is Fredak on a lap. Let's see, what can he do? He's a 10th up, it's a 44.8. It will not challenge the top 3 for now, but it does need to find a little bit more time than that. Wiggle on the exit of that right-hander would not help him. Down into 2nd, short shifting up to 3rd. Coming through this right-hander now, down into 5th, keeping it in 5th throughout the corner. Then on the penultimate left-hand, the final left-hander, 2nd, down up to 3rd. Oh, loses the car momentarily and he's lost it. He's unable to now go back into the pit lane. So I believe the furthest person out on a lap might be Crifium. If not, we will ride on board with Malberg 95. As he is up, it's a 27.1. As Lokic Lauk has now joined. I think he's maybe the last of the few people we are expecting. As Crifium now heads towards Sector 3, it's a 44.795. He's a 10th up, but he has got traffic on the exit of that corner, which is not going to be helpful for him in the slightest. I believe that was Marco Botta in the Aston Martin, as Chibs is in the pit lane. As I will check with Malberg now to see. So he's a 26.8. He's currently a 10th and a bit up. As now Crifium heads around the final corner. Has that block by the Aston Martin at all hindered his time gained? I don't think it has. He's gained half a second. It's P4 with a 1 minute 18.226. We will ride on board with Malberg. He is half a second up on his lap time. It will put him in 18.2, so it will put him around the region of Crifium. As he keeps it in 6th through the penultimate right-hander into the final left-hander, down into 3rd. As he now comes across the line, it'll be a 18.2. He does find half a second and he goes slightly ahead of Crifium. I believe Marco Botta's on a lap, but he's 7 seconds down because he's invalidated. Well, Crush 50's 4 seconds down. As I believe Sniper has improved to go P5 in 1 minute 18.115. As Slick now goes fastest of all with a 17.4. As I think Alex is now on a lap. He is. It's a 26.851. He's found 2 temps so far. He needs to find another 4 temps if he wants to try and compete with Slick's lap timer of a 117.469. Let's see what the split is in the middle sector. It's a 44.4. He's still found 2 temps. He needs to find another 4 temps in this final sector if he wants to have a chance of going provisionally P1 down into 3rd, shifting up through the gears, keeping it in 5th, then short shifting up to 6 on the exit, down into 2nd, short shifting up to 3rd, then back into 4th through the final corner, gets on the power as early as he can. Let's see, what time will this be? It'll be a 117.475. He has found 5.93 tenths. but it's not enough for him to go pole as Floshik retires from the session, as that is a mistake for him, as Capacox now rejoins from the session as Chibs is once again invalidated. Was in PSF2 last season, trying to make his way into PSF1. He won't be able to get into PSF1 if he keeps invalidating his lap times, and you can sign up for ERO still by joining the Discord, which I believe is a link in the description. If not, just go onto our channel, as we see Chibs saving the car there. As we will probably go on to Alex, whilst I quickly plug. Yep, as you've got another, I believe, 8 days until sign-ups end. So you've got plenty of time to join our Discord. And all you need to do is set a lap time in Britain time trial dry and a lap time in Belgium time trial dry. And we'll be able to join these drivers and many more for the 10th season of ERO, which now spans half a decade since the league's formation. As I believe bottom Marco, yep, he was on a lap whilst I was plugging and did a 17.357, which puts him pole position provisionally. And I believe Fredak is on a lap, so we will see his split down into second, short shifting up to third. As that's not how an Alfa Romeo kick is meant to be, as he made a mistake through the right-hander on the exit, going rear first into the rule, and that is his qualifying done. What about Chibs? 26.8, he's 7 tenths up at the minute. He does not make the same mistake as Fredak. Can he keep this time up? Going through the chicane. Well, going through Sector 2 and the start of the chicane and the start of the third and final sector here at Albert Park. It's a 44.483. He's 8 tenths up still. Can he find any more time in this final sector to maybe challenge Floshik's P4? As we're now down to the final 5 minutes here in qualifying. It was Bottamarca leading the 2 Ferraris, leading Floshik, then it's Sniper, Marburg, Krifley and Fredak, then this man, Low-Key Chibs. Oh, he's made a mistake though. Oh, he's lost all of his time and that's completely ruined his lap. He decides to carry on though. And not go into the pit lane. As we are now watching Capacox, who was on his first lap, down into 5th. Who was in PSF1 Season 7, I believe. Didn't appear in ERO throughout the last game, but is back on this game. As he sets a 27 flat as his first lap time, does go a bit wide and loses the car a little bit. That is not the optimal line through that right-hander, and that is going to cost him some time. He's currently 2 tenths down to Alex, I believe. I think he did a 26.8. And then a 44.4, and he's a 44.6, so he's still 2 tenths down. As he does go wide of that curb again, of that apex. Is now heading into the final sector, down into 3rd. Short shifting up through the gears onto 5th, taking a lot of curb through that right-hander. Down into 3rd, missing the apex a little, down into up into 4th now, keeping it in 4th throughout. What time will this be for Capacox or Casper Colassa? It will be a 1:7:18 flat, which puts him P5 and ahead of Sniper, who is currently on a lap and he's a 10th and a half up. It's a low 26.8. How can Bottamarca respond? He's just starting his lap. Sniper needs to find 8 tenths if he wants to challenge Bottamarca Botta, for P1. As it's a 44.3 now, he's found a little bit more time, so all the time needs to be in this final sector. As obviously Criven does a 26.9, currently just under 2 tenths up to the yellow flag in sector through his bottom marker, has invalidated straight away. Crush 50 has retired from the race. We'll go back on to Sniper Arctic, who's spun. He's had a moment. That's going to lose in time, definitely. As it looks like through that marble tyre. Yep, that he made a mistake beforehand, and he is evidently not happy about that. As Cabacox is P5, as we have both Ferraris on a lap. I believe Crifium made a mistake on his lap and has backed out. As Cabacox is still going. I believe he's going into pit lane, so yeah, that is his qualifying over. As we are now on to George Alex starting his lap time. As Alex has made a mistake and he's 4 seconds down because he invalidated, and so is Slick. So I believe the last person who can set a lap time is Chip, so it's down to him if he wants to get a surprise pole position. Coming down towards turn 1. 7.6, 5th gear. He's gone a bit wide of the apex. Down into 3rd, short shifting back up into 4th. Keeping it nice and tidy throughout this sector 1. Is he up on his lap time? Let's see. He is. He's 4 temps up, but it's not as up as he wasn't last time. He's gone wide and he's made a mistake and he's invalidated his lap time. And that's his qualifying over. But Marburg is up on his lap time. Let's have a cheeky look. That is the wrong person. This is the guy who we're looking for. He's slightly down, but he's sort of even, so he needs to find a better final sector if he wants to improve and possibly go into P5. Let's see, has he found 2 attempts to go P5? Oh, he's wiggling, so I don't think he has. No, he doesn't. He found slightly time, but it's not enough to improve his race position. No, that's not how you mute it. Okay, it's fine. Right. Marco Botta, MP1. With Slick P2. The Ferraris of Slick and George Alex following behind him. About a 10th off and 4 thousandths off each other in the end. Floshik P4 and the McLaren of Capacox P5, Sniper P6, Marburg P7, Crifian P8, Fredak P9, and Loki Chips rounding out the top 10 with Crush 50 P11, Saratel P12, Lokic P13, and Vettel 24, hashtag Sebastian Vettel 5 in P15. As it does look like a cloudy Melbourne here on the streets of Albert Park. I also have not a clue if all the formation lap's on, so we're going to find out when we get there. It is not enabled as I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And it's lights out and we go racing in the Lamb Down Under. It looks like Marco's got a good start. In fact, Slick's got a better one. They're going to be side by side into turn 1. Who's going to get the better? It's going to be Slick as Capricox goes down the inside of Alex. And it looks like Alex stays ahead as a yellow flag in turn 1, I believe. I think everyone's got through it pretty nicely apart from Sniper, who I think has picked up some from front wing damage. Yes, he has. As you have Lockig trying to gain a few positions. So otherwise, I think the order is is similar. So the biggest loser is Floshik. It looks like he made contact with Sniper Arctic, who's lost 8 positions compared to Floshik 6. And the highest gainer is Vettel with 3 positions, but it looks like that Slick has gotten ahead of Bottom Marco, and Alex has stayed behind. As Cabacos does go wide on the medium combat tires, but has allowed Malberg to get ahead. Can anyone else go ahead? No, but Fredak sent it down the inside of Crifium. He's going to have the outside of the next corner if he wants to pull it off. But Crifium resends it back down the inside of Capacox to try and keep the position. As I will quickly put up as there is a safety car. It looks like it's for Lucky Lauk, who has lost his front wing, which will give me time to do that, and then that, and then this. Here we go. Right. You can tell I haven't commentated in a while. Yeah, it's a bit of a split. Some people deciding, like Crush 50, deciding to go onto the softs. And then it's an even split between medium and hard runners. Hard runners getting the older tires. Getting the harder tires out the way first before going onto a softer tire for the second half of the race, as there is still a virtual safety car. I wonder if I can check when the virtual safety car ends on there. No, you can't change the noise. It's gone now. It's gone in a corner for some people. That is going to catch people out, and it has caught out Crifium as Fredak's going to send it down the inside. Maybe no, he thinks better of it and backs it out as Malberg has also caught out, and he's almost lost the gap between the top 3 runners, who are, even though they're on the hard compound tyres compared to his mediums. As Floshik now does overtake Crush 50 for P9. But Crush 50 is going to resend it back down the inside into turn 1. Is there going to be contact between the 2 drivers? Yes, there is. There is contact. But they keep it running and keep it in the same line. Is this going to allow Vettel to maybe go for a move? No, he thinks better of it and backs out. As Crush 50 still looking for the move on Floshik, but does think better of it. In fact, Crush 50's gone a bit wide there. This may allow Vettel to maybe send it down the inside and place a corner. You don't think so? Yes, Crush 50's gone wide again. I think he's going to send it into the right-hander. Yes, he is. No contact. Crush 50 gives him the room and has to go off the track. But Vettel overtakes Crush 50 for the position for P10. But now Alex with the DRS looking to maybe overtake Marco Botta, but no, he doesn't. As there is Loki Chips. Loki Chips has lost the position. He's actually spun. The noob, anyway. Marco Botta now having the DRS. He's probably going to save his DRS. No, he's actually turning on. He's actually looking to go for the move, maybe. On Slick, he does set the fastest lap of the race at 1 minute 20. No, it was the fastest lap of the race before Malberg beats it. And he does overtake Slick for P2. So I believe there's no other moves happening, no, but Fredak is getting dangerously close to maybe losing the DRS to the top 6. He is on the hard compound tyres, but the person leading This train is on the hard compound tyres, so that is no excuse. It's just the pace. It's just the pace issue. In fact, Cabacox looks like he may be going for the move on Marburg. He's got almost 38% better battery. Now looking, is he going to get a better exit? It did momentarily, but then had to lift off. So he's not going to go for the move now, I don't believe. No, but Fredek has lost DRS to the top 6. Chips does get a 3-second time penalty. Oh, there's a bit of mistake there by Verhaas. That is going to allow Cabacox to maybe go for the move, but Cabacox also made a mistake himself. That's not going to help his attempts to maybe go for the move on Marburg 95. As there is a McLaren in the wall, it is Floschik. As I think Slick is going to stay behind Mark Kubota tactically, just so for these first few laps until he maybe can sense an opening where Mark Kubota makes a mistake. He's got the ERS over Slick as Locking Live does set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but Crush 50 also gets a 3-second time penalty. Vettel also gets a 3-second time penalty, but here comes Slick rounding outside of Mark Kubota. Is Mark Kubota going to send it again? No, he's not. He may have the DRS for the next corner. No, he doesn't. Slick does that. He's going to give him the advantage so far. As Chips has also made a mistake. As Cabacox and Marburg go side by side, Marburg goes off the wall, maybe off the track, maybe due to contact with Cabacox, and Cabacox stays behind, but Fredak goes down the inside of both of them. Cabacox may be sensing that it was his fault and doesn't wanted to overtake, as he does go into the pit lane. Actually, he may have had damage from that contact. As due to that contact, now Crithium is out of the DRS to the top 3, and that may have settled the podium positions as Crush 50 overtakes the people in the pit lane. Can Sniper overtake anyone maybe coming out of the pit lane? As Chips gets another penalty, so maybe letting them by. Yeah, as the gap to the top 3 is now is only 1.3. Crithium using his battery to maybe make it a 4-horse race for the win, as now a safety car due to Chips' retirement. As Chips has left the session in his and that has caused a little lag for people, but it's fine. as the safety car is in this lap. Slick is leading away from Marco Botta, George Alex Fredak, Quill Pavlokovic, Malberg, Vettel, Crush 50, Kappa Cox, Sniper, Floshik, Saratel, and Rocky Glauk. Slick has he caught out Marco Botta? No, he hasn't. In fact, has he caught out anyone? I don't believe he has. As Marco Botta is weaving behind him to look for a move, maybe down the inside. I've seen Crush 50 maybe go out wide. Yes, he has. Can Cavacox maybe get the switch back on him on the medium pressure? Medium compound tyres. So there's a yellow flag in sector 1. It is for Floshik. Oh, there's someone else down the inside. It's Sniper. He's trying to go down to the inside of all three of them. There goes the AlphaTauri in the Red Bull of Crush 50 and Kappa Cox. As there is a virtual safety car. Sorry there, guys. I didn't even realise I was muted. I was giving you lovely commentary about how virtual safety car's out and all that, but you know, and it came back in and there was some news and there wasn't, but you know, is what it is. We move on. So as there's side by side happening ahead, it looks like Crifium is gonna get ahead of Fredak, and Malberg's maybe looking to maybe overtake Fredak as well, going down the inside into turn 1. Does he get the move stick? Yes, he does, as Fjoshilek has spun again. As he has now retired, is that going to call out the safety car? Yes, it has. as everyone is still pacing around the safety car. Just waiting for Cabacox to rejoin the order. As Alex is in the pit lane, I believe he's taking the gamble and is pitting onto a set of old hards. I thought he pitted onto a set of mediums, but yeah, he did. Look, medium, hard, medium, hard, medium. No, wait, no, hard, soft, hard. So he pitted onto a set of softs and then came back on a set of hards. It's a weird strategy called by the Tifosi, but you know, they're run by Italians, so what do you expect? Poor George, probably just following the strategy order. As the safety car is now in this lap, we are almost halfway through this race. It's the ERO social racing. As Stick has gone, has he caught out Criffium? No, he hasn't. But has anyone caught out? I don't believe so, but I think Botmarker's going to go the move done. Yes, he is. What about Fedak? Fedak and Cabacox. Oh, Cabacox is... No, Crush 50 is spun. Sorry. Look at Lauk is now up into P5. He was... on his own in like P14 at one point at the start of the race, but now he's climbed himself back up to P5. Sniper is re-overtaken Saratel for P8 on a new set of medium compound tyres, which could go to the end as Criffium up ahead. Criffium goes for the move on Slick and makes the move stick. Slick still yet to pit, and he's going to lose a bunch of time on those old hards. As Lucky Lauk has almost lost the back end. In fact, he has lost the back end, and now he's going to allow Marco Botta to overtake and has made the move stick. Fredak was unable to follow Marco Botta through, but he's using the overtake button now. He may be going for the move now on Paul Nadler. Down the inside, maybe? Yes, still there. Is there going to be any contact? No, that's clean racing between the two drivers. Fredak is still on the outside line. He's going to have the inside for the next corner, but outside on the corner after. Let's see. Down the inside, the Alfa Romeo goes. But Mercedes is still there. In fact, the Mercedes is still there. Has made a little bit of contact, possibly. I don't think there is. But the Mercedes of Paul Nadler makes the position stick. And in fact, might help his teammate in Sniper Arctic to maybe make the move on the Alfa Romeo, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. In fact, it looks like it's the opposite. It looks like Fredak's going to go for the move and has successfully overtaken his Paul Nadler. Now, what about Michael? Can Michael go for the move? But up ahead, it looked like Slick and Marburg went side by side, but it didn't work, and Slick is now out of the DRS by 1.7 seconds. As Sniper is battling Fredak down the inside he goes, there's no contact. Fredak runs a bit wide and moves off a little bit just to cover off Sniper, who is flashing. He has around 10% battery remaining. It's Sniper, can he get the move done into turn 1? I don't think he will, but he will get DRS for turn 2. For turn 3, sorry. No, he won't. I forgot it's a double detection zone, so he won't. He'll have to wait until the straight in sector 2 to go for the move with DRS help. As Marco Botta now is the highest runner on the set of mediums and is looking to try and overtake Vettel 24. Well, I think it's Black Wolf, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know. As Malberg now does successfully overtake the Ferrari Slick for P2, but is flashing, but he does have the DRS, that is going to help him defend from Slick. But then Vettel now goes round the outside. There's a little bit of contact, a little bit of wheel banging, and will Marco Botta thought about making it through, why, but then in the end backs out. It says contact between Slick and the McLaren. Oh, it's gone horribly wrong. The Alfa Romeo is somehow round, don't ask me how, and that's a safety car. Oh my god. As Vettel's disqualified for going the wrong way. So let me quickly talk to you through about what happened there. As now Crush 50 gets a drive through. So, basically, Vettel and Slick went side by side coming through the right-hander. Vettel had the move done, but Slick understood into his rear, which caused Vettel to spin. Marco Botta tried to get out of his way, but went into the path of the Ferrari, which caused the Aston Martin to DNF. Slick is still running on a set of mediums. Fredak, I think, went into the back of the Ferrari, which caused him to go spinning. Vettel went the wrong way whilst trying to recover his car, and Crush 50 got a drive-through because he overtook one of the Mercedes. I can guarantee you it's never like this in ERO. That was just a one-off. as the safety car is in his lap. Let's see, when does Marburg go? He decided to not pit. He's the only one out of these who is not pitted, and he's got the jump on Capacox, who is slick, is overtaking him before the start finish line. He had to let the position go. He's still there on the outside, Slick, and he hasn't got the position done. As Fredax almost lost the car. There's a Crush 50 doing some lawn mowing for Albert Park. And there's Lucky Lag without a front wing. As Capacox is maybe looking for the move, he is on the softer compound tyres and the freshest compound tyres. He's surely going for the move. He's trying to go for the move, but Marburg is covering him off perfectly. As Fredak and Crush 50, as I pressed the wrong button, is going side by side. As Crush 50 does overtake Fredak. Now does Marburg have the grip, to keep ahead of Capacox? He's going to force Capacox around the outside, and there's someone gone. It's both Ferraris. Alex retired from the session. I think that might be another safety car. We've reached the limit of safety cars. I believe we reached the limit as Capacox and Crifium get ahead of Marburg, who has decided not to pit. That is a blunder and a half from the Haas driver, and I think it won't be too long until Sniper overtakes him for P3. Astic has retired in the pit lane. Will Rocket Lag won't. Neither will Fredak, and neither will Crush 50. There goes Marburg. He made a mistake, and that has allowed Sniper to get ahead as well. But crucially, Capacox is on the soft compound tyres compared to the mediums of Crifium and Sniper. As Fredak has a 3-second time penalty. As Crifium has the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and he is keeping up with Capacox. Maybe the soft compound tyres was not the right call for Crifium, and Sniper is unable to gain on Capacox. As Capacox has a 3-second time penalty. That is huge. So now Crifium doesn't even need to overtake. Crifium just needs to stay within Capacox's 3-second window when Capacox crosses the finish line, and he will win the race. But I think he'd like to win the race on track, as I will actually check the warnings. Crifium has no warnings. Sniper has 2 warnings. He got 2 warnings on that last lap. Let's see. One was for the collision with Marburg, and one was for exceeding track limits. So, Sniper has 1 warning left to play with before he needs to be careful. Crifium has 2. And speaking of Crifium, he is within the DRS of Capacox, so before Capacox is aiming for the win. Now Capacox is aiming for P2, but I think he will get it as he's about 6.5 seconds ahead of Sniper. So even if he does get a 6-second penalty, he still has half a second to play with. And it seems like he's gaining the gap on him. Wait, in fact, he's got a penalty there. In fact, what is the penalties? You know what? Take everything I said and just categorically throw that out the window. Because he's got 12 seconds of penalty, so I am on abs... In fact, he'll probably get P4 at best. So now I think it's just whenever Griffin feels like he wants to overtake Kappa Cox, if he wants to overtake Kappa Cox, because he doesn't need to, he can just, I mean, he's not down on fuel. He can have a casual Sunday drive. As Marburg is still out on his 16-lap-old hards. He's refusing to pit. As now Crifium has overtaken Kappa Cox on that last DRS straight. As now Sniper gets a 3-second time penalty. Don't really think it'll mean much, but yeah. I think Quil Pavlokovic has won this race. As yeah, the gap between Kappa Cox and Sniper is 7.6 seconds, so he needs to find 5 seconds in 5 laps. Has Kappa Cox been gaining? Let's see, from his... So 20.1, 21.1, 21.9. He is gaining. So he gained, what, 3 temps there? 3 temps there. So he's about 7 temps up. 34.9 compared to Snipers when he gets across the line. He's crossed the line now, so let's see. 34.8. So it's only a second there, so it might be enough. It might just about be enough, but it'll be a bit tight. In fact, it's only 9 seconds. Yeah, it's only 9 seconds because he's got a penalty, doesn't he? Yeah, he only needs a 9-second gap. And the gap is 8.6 seconds, so he only needs to find 4 temps in 4 laps. Which makes it significantly easier for him to keep P2. As he has now done it, he has got the 9-second gap. He just needs to build on it if for some other reason he does get another penalty, which I don't know if he will. He's gotten a warning on lap 23. Let's see what that is for. Yeah, exceeding track limits. So he's exceeded track limits there. That's his first exceeding track limits, I think, since. So he's got another 2 warnings just to play with. In fact, he's only got 1 warning to play with before he gets... If he gets 2, he gets a penalty. As for anyone wondering, England under-21s have won the Euros against Spain. They beat Spain 1-0. It took Jones' 45th plus 4th minute goal in the first half to seal it. And I believe England end day 3 of the third test of the Ashes 8-0, I believe. Of their target being 251. However, Sniper is keeping the gap modest. He's keeping it 9.5 seconds. He has got, I guess, he can, maybe? He has got ERS, but so does Kappa Cox. As Crush is trying to keep with Lockheed Loud, but I think Lockheed Loud overtook him a while ago. Yes, the gap is 2 times 21.7 compared to Sniper's 22.4. So yeah, 7 tenths. So it looks unlikely that Sniper will gain to P2. As we are heading on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. As barring any huge mistakes, Crifian will take the win here in the ERO Social Race. As we're now into the final sector. It hasn't been easy for Crifian. He had a terrible qualifying to his standards, probably. But he's made it up in the race, as he is going to come around the final corner. And he is going to win the ERO social race around Australia and Albert Park with Kappa Cox P2. Sniper P3, Saratel P4, Malberg P5, Lockig P6 if he finishes, then Crush 50 and Fredak round out the grid. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and join the Discord below to sign up to ERO. Like I said earlier in the stream, all you have to do is complete Belgium and Britain, and you are set and you are signed up. Goodbye.